Hey, welcome to Sit and Chat, where we discuss weekly topics. Disclaimer: these are our opinions and life experiences. Plus, we've been around the block a few times. Go over to our YouTube channel at Sit and Chat, like, share, and subscribe. And go over to the podcast at Sit and Chat and subscribe. My name is Sherrick.
I'm Tony.
DeAndre.
The topic today is about relationship, dating, and marriage. What do we know? Probably nothing, but we're going to help you out a little bit.
So, what are some things you think are important in a relationship?
Being honest. If you're not honest with yourself, how can you be honest with anybody else?
Definitely being upfront. That ties into being honest. But I feel like be upfront about what you want. Because you can. There are only two answers you can receive: is yes
Sure.
or no. So at least that person can decide. Okay, I like this, or like there might be something I don't like, but I can deal with that.
Yeah,
And still be happy with this person.
that's true.
I agree. Y'all saying y'all what? Being honest, I'm gonna say be 1,000. I was gonna say 100, but 100 is more. I mean, 1,000, 100. Yeah.
And don't be undecisive.
Okay, yeah.
That's the same thing as knowing what you want. I'm just saying. Roles in relationship, are they equal? Or are we still with gender roles? I think not. And I kind of feel like it's not equal all the time either. Like that makes no sense, like at all. Like, for sure, we're not equal in everything we do. Some stuff I do 80, some stuff you do 80,
Yeah, that's true.
20. It's rarely ever a 50-50 anything. What you think?
I think that no, it's not equal in everything because one person might not have it, but but if you have that relationship and you have that understanding of okay, I'm short this month or whatever, or maybe we're gonna do it like this. I'm gonna pay majority of this. You just pay a little bit of that. But as far as like roles in a relationship, I'm on the fence of yes and no. We do have. I feel like we have natural roles, like when it comes to a man being that protector and provider. No, I'm not saying that. Um, I'm trying to word this carefully because I don't want women to make it seem like that I'm saying that y'all got to be in the kitchen, but I'm just saying that usually
Yeah, be in the kitchen.
women
Be in the kitchen.
women like tend to cook and like stuff like that. But as far as like, does it have to be that? No, that's just how I.
It absolutely do not have to be that. And people get tired. Nobody wants to cook all the time.
Right.
Nobody wants to do laundry. Matter of fact, I'm going to say this. You work, he work, she work, he work. However y'all relationship is. I don't want to be the one who do the laundry all the time. I don't want to be the one who do the cooking all the time.
I feel like you're
I-
talking to me.
I don't want to be the one. We've had this conversation, so I'm not just talking to you. You've already heard it. I don't want to be the one who have to deal with the kids all the time. I don't want to be the one who have to do anything because I have to work 40 hours too.
Right.
Right.
So that don't mean household stuff is just for the woman. I'm tired too.
Right. For example, like I don't really have the want to cook when I am in a relationship, but I'm not going to tell my woman that she has to cook every day. No. But my thing is like I just don't have any want to want to cook when I'm in a relationship.
Don't you cook for yourself that you're not in a relationship?
Yeah, but my thing is
Okay.
it's not cooking how you would think cooking is.
You're warming stuff up.
Yeah, like like for me, I'm putting stuff in the toaster oven, like so that's what cooking is. So like, but if you tell me you want some chicken nuggets, I got you. But if you don't want that, then like you're probably gonna have to be the one to cook. But again, I'm not saying you have to cook every day because I'm not gonna put that type of pressure.
Well, what I'm about to tell you is you better look up some recipes on YouTube and say, let's go in the kitchen together because nobody wants to do that.
Right.
This is not your grandma, great grandma type stuff. No,
it's traditional versus modern, right?
I don't know what it is. I just know what I don't want, and I'm sure nobody else do either.
Mhm.
I it just ain't working like at all.
I mean, don't nobody cook no more, do they?
We
I
cook
mean,
sometime.
yeah.
That's why we be broke.
I guess. Well, I can't say don't nobody cook. I know. I'm just speaking of us. We cook every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, we eat out too much.
Yeah, we do. Probably need to stop that, but yeah.
I mean, you gonna cook more.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say I throw something together. I look up some.
Yeah. See what I mean?
The last dish I
But you
made
just
was
said,
fire, though.
but you say he gonna cook more. You could cook more.
Facts.
Let's get this straight. In the beginning of our relationship, I did a lot of cooking. Okay.
Hold on, no, cause I did some cooking too now.
When?
Cause you don't know, I didn't want to put.
But you know, wait, you come, wait,
I couldn't cook. Is that what you got to say?
wait, your husband, you know your husband was a cook though. You know, like
He cooked at work.
Right.
He didn't cook at home. Don't get it misconstrued.
no, like when me,
What did you eat that he cooked?
when me,
Come on, tell her about it.
wait, when me
Coming.
and Jay first was, like come over to his house, he was throwing down. Like I can't even lie about it.
Well,
I
that
surprised myself
that
with
must have happened way before me because he sure wasn't cooking. We was getting them convention grill burgers and stuff.
That was cooking.
Right.
Cause you got to think about it. I was at work probably 85% of the time. So it's like, when do I got time to cook? So I cook at work and then I bring it home to you. See,
Then nobody want
you
that
can't
much
get
cheese.
both now. So you want me to come home and then cook after I get off?
That's
See,
what
now?
you be wanting. I cook at school. You want me to come
No,
home
no,
and cook?
no. I don't make you cook now. You cook.
No, you
yourself.
keep, no, you're right because you can't make me.
Right,
You can ask me.
Right. I know. Have I ever asked you to cook something?
I don't know.
No, that'd be the kids. They be like, Mom, cook this, Mom, cook that. And I just eat whatever they ask for because I like it too.
True.
She gonna laugh. Yeah. But yeah.
You know what?
No, I like it cooking. That's what I'm saying. I like it now.
What?
But back then, boy,
Back. What was she doing that was
Right.
different from now?
you cooked something that I was just like, what you cook?
I don't know.
It might have been some chicken.
You a lie.
It was undercooked.
I know
Not
you
something I
lying
take
now.
back to you.
My thing is like when I try a woman's cooking, I always say like there's stuff that I'm not a fan of, like, but I won't ever say this is just nasty. But I've never had something that's just nasty. But like, but I might be like, I'm not a fan of this, but you know.
Then cook it yourself. That's how that works. Cook it yourself. Yeah.
Well, it ain't gonna be good if I cook it. But also too, like for me, like when it comes to cooking thing, like it's kind of a mental thing, cause like, so two things. Me and my mom have this thing where it's like, food tastes better in the pot than on a plate. It's just a mental thing, and then it's like when I cook, it don't taste the same when it's somebody else cooking for me. Like it tastes different to me.
Same recipe?
Yeah, but for some reason, like, it's a mental thing. But I'm like, it just tastes better when it's being cooked for me, as opposed to me cooking it. Because I'm not gonna want to really eat it. I'm like, it's cool.
You sound a tad bit spoiled. Cause what? No. I tell you what I won't do. I mean, I will, but I usually don't. I don't take out trash.
Right,
I don't care what's going on. I'm just not.
Yeah.
But that's what I be saying about, like, there are some things that are just natural roles.
Right.
Where, like, a man is usually going to take out the trash, but we ain't going to be like, oh, you got to take it out every now and then. Like, no, we just going to do it naturally because we just do it.
But so what if it's full and you at home? You killing the game. Well, you having a good day, and then you.
My thing is, for me though, like, what would make it easier is if you like put it out on a porch or something like that. But like,
Right.
but if I come home and it's just there, I'm
Right,
like, you could have bagged it up for me,
That's
and then
what-
I'll take it out.
Exactly.
Why is it just seeping out
I feel like you read
into
my
the living
mind.
room? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't seep out into the living room. It might be overflown in the kitchen, but hey, that's life.
Yeah, I realize that now. It's definitely life. So, I guess I could say, what's the importance of communication? The importance of communication.
It's very important
in marriage.
because if you don't communicate, Tony's tell me this all the time. He's not a mind reader. So if you don't tell somebody what you want, then it won't happen. Like you think people know you, but they don't know you.
Right.
And I think that was one of maybe we always have communicated. I think it's the understanding of what you're communicating. Like how did it relate to the other person?
Yeah.
And then another thing that, okay, I'm guilty of, but I feel like everybody does this. So like if it's something that one of us don't like about the other one that needs to be changed because it can affect something down the line, I try to change it. Not to say I won't go back to what he didn't like to begin with,
Right.
but I try to change it. And I think if you show that you're trying, then it's more acceptable than just being like, well, you just don't want to do nothing. You just want to stay stuck at where you're at.
I feel like that's what we both do good at. Like if you say something that like, and I feel like we got even better too. Like if you was to say something to me today or tomorrow, and then I'm always, you know how I am. I would make an initiative to try to remember and change those habits. Like you don't like watching all the time, and I remember you mentioned like, you know, I have days off what Mondays and Sundays, and you be going to work. So I'm like, if something need to be washed, wash it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And that's just me.
Yeah. For me, communication is huge because you have to be able to communicate through the good and the bad.
Yeah.
But also you have to be mature enough to take what somebody is saying
Yes.
and like you said, be able to work on it and not get defensive about it. Like, oh, why you telling me about myself? Because I want you to be better, and I want this relationship to continue to grow. Because you have to be able to take that and have the mental to be like, yeah, you know what? Let me do this because like this will not only make her happy, but I know that in turn it will make me happy. Because once she's happy, I'm happy. So it just becomes a
but
revolving.
you also might see it as a flaw to you that they might not see it as a flaw to them.
Yeah,
Right.
True.
So that's when it becomes a problem. I don't know if we've had those problems, but I don't know. Do we really tell each other about ourselves?
You mean in what? Like what?
I don't think we have. Like had to check some stuff like real heavy. Maybe no.
Was
maybe
there
like,
something that he told you that you thought, oh, I never thought about it like that, or like, oh, I never noticed that about myself?
Not. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I'm sure he have. I just don't remember.
I think for me, like she should say I was mean or like I came across rude sometimes. Even sometimes now, and I'd be like, I think I look at it different because it's like.
He always used to be like he's being blunt.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Being blunt, I don't sugarcoat nothing, so I just say how I feel. And like, I understand now. Like she always said, it's the way I say it. You know what I mean? And at first, I'm like, I said it the way I said it. Like,
Right.
why do I have to, switch up the way I said it? But then, like,
Because you wasn't on the receiving end of it.
right. But then, having kids and stuff like that, and happen to, listening and happen to learn, I'm like, yeah, maybe, like you said, me saying it is different from me receiving it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a certain thing that people may say to me, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I might take it a different way. So, it's all about the way you said it. But at first, I was like, I ain't look at it that way. I'm like, I ain't finna sugarcoat no, I'm finna say it just how I said it. And I mean, because I'm like my mom, like, she gonna say something, it's in the raw. You know what I mean? It's
But
what it
that
is.
don't make it right.
No, but
Just because I'm just saying this because this is what I've told the kids. Just because you think it, don't mean it should be said. I don't care what it is. Like some things are just better left unsaid and then just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to keep going on and on. That's one thing that when we get into it, I'm not really an arguer because anybody can out argue me. I be ready to fight.
Right.
Tony will whatever it is to death you to make sure that you heard him like you didn't hear him the first 10 times.
That's definitely me. Who can?
He did that to me the other day about Amazon. We need to stop spending. I'm taking my card off. I heard you. I heard that all day about Amazon taking money and we're not spending anything.
I like
else.
the overkill.
It is the overkill.
But my thing is, had he told you about the Amazon thing before?
It's not necessarily what I be buying. You know how they have like all of those surcharges for certain stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it be because a lot of times I use my card too. It's just that I think his was the default card.
Right.
So since his was the default card, it was like the surcharge or something, and it might be after we done received it.
Right.
And then like it's other charges going off or whatever. But no, I understood. But it was just the way that he just kept going at it. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
So when he says the first time, do you acknowledge that you heard it?
Yes, because I tried to take the
No,
stuff.
no.
Because remember I tried taking the stuff off.
No, but I feel like what would help me if you say, "Hey, babe, I hear you." Validate me. You know what I mean? Because you don't do that. You just like you know how you is.
I do know how I am.
But sometimes I feel like if you was like, "Okay, babe, I heard you," I think you probably have no.
No, I ain't said that.
You know,
Right. So
Cause
then,
because if you see me already like just upset at the issue, and then like if you be like, okay, babe, I hear you, like you know how
Right.
I feel like for me, it will kind of calm me from keep repeat because I just feel like I repeat myself when I feel like I'm not heard. You know what I mean?
that makes sense.
So that's the reason why I do that.
But I heard you.
But you didn't say that you heard.
Yeah, there you go. And then
I was
just
going
not even
to
that.
work.
Even the way
I
you
didn't
said
want to
that.
hear it going to work.
But see, sometimes you gotta hear what you don't want to hear.
That's true.
But I was on my way to work, then they put you in a funky mood at work. So then I have to separate that by the time I get there, because then I got to deal with kids who are already on 10 as soon as they come in.
But see, it's different for me because if whatever makes me mad at home, just from at home getting away, coming to work, it's a whole different ball game.
Yes, but
For
if
me.
that happened at 7 o'clock in the morning, right? I have to be at work at 8. He don't have to be there till like 9:30. His first client might be at 10. So you don't have time to come down.
No.
I still have to process this stuff. You know what I mean?
See, that's what me and you difference. I say what I need to say, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I move on.
No, I have to process some stuff because I have to think through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did hear you. Yes, I do understand. But I heard you within them 15 minutes like 50 times.
Right.
So now I'm up here. I might not say nothing to you, but I'm up here. So now I need to calm me down or it's going to be a whole bunch of us going into it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But-
that's the communication part that we probably need to work on,
Yeah.
but we don't have many of these discussions.
Yeah. But even if that, I even have said sometimes it's not just my card, your cards too. You know what I
True.
mean? Because we work hard for our money, so we need to know where our money's going. And if we're not paying, a lot of times we don't pay attention to that. But that's when I start saying something to you about it, because I'm like, what is all these charges? You know what I mean? Because it's a charge. It's a charge for everything. It's a charge for them dropping it off. It's a bill every month. And then I start looking at these, and especially when I'm like, man, I work hard for my money, and start seeing that stuff. You know, I'm like, I need to start paying much attention to it. And like sometimes it be me not being aware of what's coming out of my account. 'Cause
Right.
You can't check that for me. So it's just like, sometimes it don't even be you. It be like, man, why was I not aware of this? I
Right.
should probably pay more attention. But I feel like sometimes I can use you as a scapegoat. Because like, in a sense, because it's not a good thing, but it's just like, I really view you sometimes as my assistant.
The
You know?
honorary assistant. Okay,
You know?
I don't get paid.
Yeah. You get paid.
Yeah.
You get nice lunches.
Nice
dinner.
lunches.
Yeah. You get paid.
You get nice lunches.
Well, okay, so you don't get paid
I
like
do a lot.
you do it. We both do a lot.
I'm talking about for your business and stuff. I'm not a part of that.
You do. You did do a lot setting it up.
But you married them, so you is a
That's
part
what
of
I'm
it.
saying. They don't count.
We're not partners.
But you're married, so you are
We
partners.
sidekicks?
Not partners, but you are partners.
not in this business. We not.
Yeah, we is. How you figure you're not? You want the reaps and benefits of it, right?
That's to be your wife, not your secretary who don't get paid.
But that's how we established it. You so you couldn't know me? Cause I can get another five.
I can
cents.
get aside who?
What's the next question?
What's the next question?
Okay, so to sum it all up, communication is important,
Yeah.
and I think in the beginning, like we was kind of rocky to begin with because we moved super fast,
Right.
but I think we're in a good place now. So for that, then it's like, how long does it take for a man to know that he's ready for marriage, right? How long does it take?
See,
You
like,
want us to answer that?
A year?
You want us to answer that?
well, yeah, you can give it from your perspective as a woman, and then you as a man, because you know, like,
No, I was just talking about y'all, not me.
well, okay, like my thing is like I feel like men have access to marriage because like if a man doesn't propose to you, there is no getting married. So like, but as far as like, how long does it take? Like I'm not married, but do I feel like it can take months for certain people? Yes, but then I'm like, I'm in the middle where it's like you still have to learn that person. So like you may feel like you want to marry them at a certain moment, but you have like you still need time to learn that person. Because like, what if I'm married? There are too many times where people get married and they realize like, oh,
Yeah, but it don't take nobody 5 years to know whether or not you want to marry that person.
yeah, 5 years is crazy. Like uh, for me, if I feel like 1 to 2 years is good enough.
I feel like 5 years. I feel like that'd be based off of people experience in
Yeah.
in relationships. So anytime people, that's my opinion. If people waiting too long, they might have had a bad experience. You know what I mean? So they decided, or they don't trust. You know what I mean? So it could be a lot of things. But I guess off top of that, if you with somebody for 5 years and you know them, like what's holding that person up. So I mean, I look at it both ways. You know what I mean?
When did you decide that you wanted to marry your wife?
I would say for me, like, she was like, be honest, like, she was the person that I first met that we connected, like, not, and it was some, we started talking, then we stopped talking because I was rude. I own up to that, what we just talked about, accountability. But she said I was rude, so I was like, okay. And then I felt like for me, we connected, man. Like, sometimes you meet somebody, you like, man, like, we a lot to like, and I mean, we connected. And I think also, too, is that point in our lives where I was always serious. Like, I ain't playing with nobody's feelings. I had too many aunts, you know what I mean, that been hurt, you know what I mean, and been done wrong. So I was just like, and then I had sisters. So I'm like, what I look like telling my sister not to date a player if I'm out here playing girls. It's I'm a hypocrite.
Right.
So it's like I stay true to myself. So I know for me, we connected well. And I never connected with any other girl the way I connected with her. So I was like, man, like, it was like real. And I think for me, like, when I actually really found out she has feelings for me, it felt it good, man, because I'm like, I ain't never had a person that was not upset at me being indecisive, actually told me how she felt. It felt it good because I'm like, a lot of people are not blunt about how they feel. A lot of people
Right.
don't tell people how they feel. So me knowing her at that moment in time and knowing how she was when she said that, I said, oh yeah, she's serious. And then for me, I was just like, it's been 5 years before I dated somebody or been with somebody. So I was just like, I finally found a person that I connect with and, connect with. So I was just like, do I want this to phase away or do I want to keep this? And that moment, I had been cheated on and stuff like that. So I was like, it was hard for me to trust. But I know for me, in other relationships, I try not to bring that baggage from the last relationship, this relationship. So I kind of knew, honestly, I would say 6 months. 6 months, I was kind of like, yeah, this is real.
Yeah.
And then I'm not the one to be like, be back and forth. Like, when you know.
Right.
It was just that, like, when she told me, I was like, okay. It was part of me of my last relationship. It's the reason why I've been decisive because I was just like, man, using that situation as like, and I think also too, we ain't gonna go all into that. That don't because that don't matter. That don't mean nothing.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll say 6 months. I was just like, yeah,
What didn't matter?
okay. You was all. I mean, you had people that you was talking to.
Oh,
You know what I mean. So and then you one thing I respect you kept it 100 with me. You know what I mean. You had people waiting. You had people sitting on the bench.
they was not on the bench. They just wasn't on the court because they was doing too much.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, you was like if you don't take this, you know what I mean. So and
What do you feel about, like, okay, do you feel like a woman has to make it so a man wants to marry her?
How do you make somebody want to marry you?
Well, because how Tom was explaining, like there were certain things that you were just naturally doing.
I just think it's about whoever you are, and it got to be what you want. Because I don't know what makes you wife material. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because like we were still on the club scene and stuff like that. It wasn't like we well, basically that's how we found each other. But it wasn't like we was. I don't know because I guess I don't know how people find each
Right.
other or whatever. But I think it's once you start being with that person, and it's the things that you bring in with you, not what you bring to the table. It's what you bring with you, and if that's what they like, and you can see yourself moving forward like that, then that's what I guess make a man want to marry you.
Okay, that makes sense.
I guess that's what it is because I don't know what marriage material is because my grandma was. I don't think she was there when she was there with a man when I was alive, or she was. Yeah. So the people that was around me who was married, well, like my mom and her husband, they got married after being together for like almost 50 years. So I don't know. Like I didn't have anybody who was married to look up to. So
Right.
I don't know. I guess we kind of like a first. Did you say you had a question?
Oh yeah, so I was finna say, just like with the marriage piece, like I think you were talking about knowing when you're ready or whatnot like that. I would say for me, go into the relationship like, cause you know how sometimes people marry for different reasons, whether it's money, stuff like that. Just go in there with genuine feelings for each other, like who like you,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes and don't go into it like, because nobody's really traditional anymore. You know what I mean? So like, don't go into it like expecting, oh yeah, because you a woman, this is what you do. You a man, this is what you do. Unless both of y'all are traditional like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I say. Go into it with an open mind, and you can't change nobody. They're gonna be who they are. So
That's a big one.
yeah.
People be trying to change people to who they want them to be.
Yeah.
You have to like the person who
not
they
gonna work.
already
Right.
are. Not to say that people don't change over time because people do. But in that moment, they are who they are. And if you're willing to work with that person, because that's all what a relationship is. Like, it's a continued work. Like, you got to work.
Yeah.
Like, nothing comes easy. Like, you have your good moments, you have your bad moments. But you have to work at it. And if you're not working at it, then what's the point? Then you're wasting your time.
Yep.
And most definitely theirs.
And there's no perfect person.
No.
It's all about who you can deal with, who you
Right.
can put up with.
And what you can put up with.
Yeah.
Know your limit. And it's not always about financial. Because we got it out the mud.
Yeah,
That's
we
what them
did.
kids say. I just wanted to say that. So, I guess going back to, I guess we done covered almost everything, but Anthony,
Oh, yeah.
what
Well, our ring's important.
are they? But DeAndre supposed to ask.
Well, yeah, because like one of my questions, because I realized,
Oh no, Tony was my bad.
no, that you guys didn't really wear your rings, but like one of the first questions before that question is what do you think the the meaning of the ring is? Like, is it like what we see out in the world? Like, oh, this bonds us. Like, what do you think the meaning of a ring is when you received it?
When I received it,
Yes.
that it made us one. So like there was nothing could come in between us. Like it made us a whole. But what about you, Mister?
Ring. I thought Captain Planet.
Shut up.
No, I'm just kidding. Um, I don't know, man. I'm big on word. I mean, ring. I ain't gonna say ring didn't mean nothing. But I'm gonna be honest about how I feel. I feel like a ring didn't make me that much closer to you. It's like the genuine love that I have for you. Like, knowing that we was married. You know, even the paper thing. Like, I mean, it, once you in my heart, you in my heart. You know what I mean? So like, regardless, like, you know, when you in my circle, once I been around you, you know what I mean. It's no different from family. Like once you in my heart, you in my heart. Either what, regardless of what you do to me, I still love you, but I can love you for a distance. So I don't feel like a ring really made us one. I feel like we was already one before the ring. The ring was just, you know, one of
Sealed
those.
the deal.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
So now you wanna know why we don't wear our rings?
Yeah.
I lost mine. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm going.
You lost the second one. Tell them what you did with the first one.
Oh, I threw it. Did I throw it? Yeah. It was a situation. You know?
But like, you realize how mad you gotta be to take off your ring and throw it. Like,
the crazy thing, I bent it too. I threw it and I bent it.
wow.
You know what I mean? But that's behind us now.
And the reason why I don't wear mine, mostly because my fingers swell, or like when I wash a lot, then it makes my finger raw, and I just wear it when I wear my jewelry to match it. Like that's it. Like I'm married. Like I have no problem with telling people that I'm married. Like my ring, yeah. What you say?
You trying to run around here like she's still single?
No, that's you, cause I have mine on my hand.
So what happened to the second one? Because you said there were two. So
So the first one was too big, and then she got me.
No, not the first one.
The very first one.
The second one. What happened to the second one that I
That was
just
too
got you?
big. I still got that one. The black one.
I ended up getting you two. So
That
what
was
was the
the
third
third
one?
That was the third one. The third one. I don't know. I lost it somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know where. It's. Yeah, I lost it somewhere. And it. I don't even know when I lost it.
That's
Well, yeah.
sad. But I'm tell you, so with the first one, right, that I had, I had just had Antonia, so I had to get a resize. I started working, and he was like, "You just don't want to wear your ring," but I had lost weight, and they couldn't resize it anymore.
right.
I lost that ring. Here they're talking about you just didn't want people to know you was married, so you can walk around like you single. No, I just lost it. I didn't know.
Because you still had cats coming at you.
So
Cats was mad when I got with you, boy.
that was on them.
They sure was.
It had nothing to do with me. I was available until no longer available.
Right.
That's how that works.
See, because, you know, I cut all the girls off. I'm like, look here. This is me right here. You know, don't be calling me. Don't be texting
Don't
me.
be calling me.
Huh?
What girl?
You ain't supposed to know about that. What?
Oh, okay.
But how has marriage worked for you guys? For example, like, what are some things you have learned not only about yourself in the marriage, but about the other person?
That you gotta have patience and be willing to work with that person if you want to be with them. That's what I've learned about myself. I mean, I guess with the marriage too, because it was a time I thought we was like almost done. Actually, we could have been done. Like seriously, I don't even know what kept us together to keep us going.
We could have been done.
We could have been done. Oh yeah, we could have been done.
Yeah, we could have been done. We could have been done. But it wasn't nothing serious, was it?
It was serious if it could have been done. It was just so long ago that you probably don't remember.
But it wasn't cause it wasn't really, was it?
Self-sabotaging, done.
Yeah, that's true. that's true. But then yeah, no, that's true. No, it couldn't have been.
You can't even think of what it was.
It's worse stuff to have been done. Like
Yes, but it was what I was willing to tolerate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm sure other people went through worse stuff because it wasn't cheating. It wasn't nobody doing other stuff. It was the stuff that was in the house. Like it was too much.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was almost done.
Yeah, but it wasn't you though. It was me. You know what I mean?
We come to that conclusion.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah. But for you, Tone, what do you feel like you've learned as far as being married?
What did I feel like I learned as far as being married? I agree with her patience. Patience and learning that like y'all not whatever y'all go through, y'all not against each other. Y'all a team. Like, you know what I mean? And I think for me, I think just being in marriage, like, and it was new to us, so I would say I was selfish. You know, I mean, like in the beginning, like I was selfish, like because sometimes you could get in a moment where you think about your own feelings, and then, but I feel like a lot of that with me had to do with self-sabotaging, in a way of like sometimes I think like stuff's not gonna work, and this is just me myself personally. I always think like something not gonna work, you know what I mean, or something too good to be true, so I would get in a stage where I try to end it before it ended because of my own thoughts, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether, like I said, whether it's too good to be true, or whether, it's all types of different things. Like, especially at that moment in time, like what just my thinking errors of myself, But yeah, self-sabotage was one of my things. You know what I mean?
It was a lot, and then when you have people say that they look up to us because of our marriage, and I'm like, we've gone through some stuff to get here. We didn't just get here. Like a couple of people have told me that, and I'm like, I don't feel like it kind of do put pressure on us, but like it don't. But like our marriage isn't perfect. I mean, but whatever is perfect to you is not what's perfect to us.
Right.
Like we've been in this for like 11 years now, so it's taken us time to get to where we at, to where you see it, because you might didn't see it, and when we're out and about, you're never gonna know if we're into it.
Yeah. Right.
Prime example. We got tickets to go to the playoff games. We were not talking to each other. We went to the playoff games together though, but didn't nobody know that.
Right.
But us.
But that's the thing is, like, we always kept our relationship between us. Even the kids don't know. It's just been us, and it's just like that's what happened. That's what fails in a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships, because people want to go back talk about, this is what this person did. Like, but of course you got those friends that you can talk to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I know my friends, they'll be like, Tone, maybe you was wrong, bruh. Like, they ain't finna be like, oh, just for guys, we the man code. No, they gonna tell me if I done wrong, or maybe I should have did a certain way. So it's also about just keeping y'all relationship within y'all. You don't have to wear your emotions on your sleeve when you out and about. You know what I mean? And I mean that's just the way I look at that. Like we kept our relationship. We don't go telling people. And I'm jumping all around, but for example, like you can't tell me about somebody that you got something against if they're your lover or whatever the case may be, and then make me dislike this person because of what they done, and then when they're around, then I'm supposed to feel a certain way. We all happy and lucky going. I'm like, man, this cat done told me blah blah, and then now I'm around her, he all happy going. So it's like, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me about your relationship. Keep that between you, unless it's something that you feel like you can tell me that that I can handle. Because that's just me. Don't dog your person out in front of me and expecting me to.
I'm finna tell you what I was told too. You don't tell anybody about what's going on in your relationship, because outside influences play a big part in some people relationship, marriage. Not to me, because I don't feel like you can tell me, but because I already know what we are. Even if I am mad, even if I felt like he did me wrong in some type of way, but nobody can tell me because I already know, like, hands down, Tony got my back.
But you do.
It don't matter what goes on, like, he got my back. We even I don't even know why we be having these stupid conversations, but we'll be like, even if we wasn't together, like got divorced, like I don't see us not being
Right.
friends, or
Right.
why wouldn't we be friends? I
Yeah.
don't know why we having conversations, but we do.
Because some people be better friends than you know.
But it's also like, but that ties into what we were saying about the communication. It's good to have a conversation that may not necessarily ever happen, but it's good to know, like,
Yeah.
okay, if this does happen, we are already on that accord to where we can be like, yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I also think it would depend on like how mad we are if we separated.
right.
Like,
No, I'm a man of my word, so like, I know me. So if I say something, I'm a man of my word. So that's how I feel.
I gotta calm down a little bit. I ain't gonna tell you no lie like that.
What?
I
You
understand.
man of
No,
my word?
I understand what you're saying, but like I'll be like, forget him. I ain't thinking about him.
It be a lot of times I'll be like no to something, and then I turn right back around and do it.
True, but that'd be with the kids.
No, I'll be with you too.
I knew you was gonna say that.
You spoiled too, sure. That's what
Yeah,
it sounds
she is
like.
full. She knows she's full.
Okay.
A little bit.
No, not no little bit, a lot bit.
You too.
Can I say my own? I was just gonna say me too.
Well,
You too. What?
I'm spoiled.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, here we are again at the end with some positive notes. So, my positive is, since we're talking about relationships, also be respectful in your relationship. Don't go out disrespecting your person and then be with your person. I don't know if that's positive or not, but I kind of feel like it is. Keep it between y'all, and maybe it'll work out.
I feel like, on that topic of the relationship and marriage, like, go out and explore the world. Don't just be like stuck in the house, like, or stuck in your state. Yeah, there are some things that you guys do, that is your thing, but it's nothing like going out and exploring a different state. Going and doing something that you guys have never done, because memories are what can keep you together in the long run as well.
I agree.
I guess for me, I just thought of this. That's good. But work as a team. Work as a team. Just speaking off on me and my wife. Yeah, work as a team. Don't work as an individual, because you would never make it in marriage. You know what I mean? So, I guess that's my positive thing.
Because there is no I in team.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoever played a sport know that.
Work as a unit.
Yes, because you are one. So that is the end for Sit and Chat. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and go to our podcast, Sit and Chat, and subscribe. The end.